Imagine if one small hello could completely change your life. It sounds simple, but talking to more people can open doors you never knew existed. Like most of us, I used to keep to myself. I'd go to work, do my job, and leave. Not really talk to many people. But one day at the golf course where I worked, everything changed. A man came in one day. He accidentally left a few of his items behind. He left his phone, his jacket, his wallet. He left everything. And so I went to return them, and as I handed it to him, I started a conversation with the guy, and it turned out he ended up being one of the head golf. He's the head golf director at one of the most prestigious country clubs in the area. So towards the end of the conversation, I decided to ask him about some possible job openings. A simple conversation, led to a opportunity that changed my career. And today, now I work at that country club, and I make more money, and it's all because I chose to speak up, honestly. So that moment taught me something powerful. I think every conversation holds potential for opportunity, connection, happiness. So today I want to persuade you to talk to more people because it can open new doors, improve your mental well-being, and it can even make your everyday life, more rich and more connected to people. So first, talking to people opens doors you can't plan for. Research from the Harvard Business Review shows that people, you know, get most of their opportunities in life, whether it's jobs, friendships, or mentors, from what we call weak ties. It means, people we barely know. It's not just about networking, it's about being open to connection. Every person you meet knows something you don't. So you never know who you might be sitting next to in class, working, at your job, or even standing in line, at Starbucks or wherever you are. If I hadn't talked to that golf director, I would still be at my old course, probably doing the same old thing, making less money or whatever. So, because of one simple hello, I ended up finding a better job and, gained a lot of new friends at my new job. Just overall, like, so many good things just came from, the power of a conversation, really. So, second, talking to more people actually improves your mental and emotional health. A study by American Psychological Association found that small interactions, even quick ones, boost happiness, they reduce loneliness, and we often think we need deep talks or close friends to feel connected, but small talks work wonders also. Whether it's complimenting someone's shoes, or asking how their day's going, or chatting with your barista, whoever, those little moments, remind us that we're a part of something bigger. And when you make others feel seen, you feel seen also. So it's kind of like a two-way connection, and it generally makes your brain release dopamine, like, to a chemical level. It does. So, finally, it's easier to start than you might think. I'm here to try to persuade you to do this, and it's seriously, it's easier than you might think. You don't have to become an extrovert overnight. I'm definitely not an extrovert. I still not, but I'm working on it. You can start with a small hi, someone you sit next to in class, or a coworker. Ask them what they like about their job, or if you're golfing, strike up a conversation with someone new, like at the driving range. I've personally talked to people who are near me at the driving range, and I've gotten lots of good swing tips, met cool people, so it's never a bad thing to just strike up a conversation with someone random. Even psychologist Laurie Santos from Yale University actually says that even small talk can make people feel happier, more connected, and once you get used to it, it becomes second nature. And I definitely believe in that. The more people I talk to, and the more I actually work on conversating with people, and just by making more conversations happen, it starts to become easier and easier. So I do highly recommend starting tomorrow even. But try setting a simple goal. Talk to one new person a day or whatever you want to do. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. The more doors will start opening for you, the more people you start talking to. So the next time you're tempted to, stay quiet or stare at your phone, or just like not talk to someone, you should take that chance. Talk to the person sitting next to you or whatever. If something, you never know. Talking to people, it creates opportunities. It can improve your mental health and happiness. It can turn an ordinary day into something meaningful, just like it did when I met that golf director, and now I'm working at an amazing place with amazing, new friends, benefits, all kinds of things. So you never know where a simple hello might lead you. Job, friendship, whole new direction in life. Even it could be anything. So if one small conversation could change your life, why not start tomorrow or today even? Because the truth is, the world changes one conversation at a time. It all starts with a conversation. So, highly recommend you do it. It's worked wonders for me, and I know it'll work wonders for you too.